Our next speaker, the experienced and distinguished Jeff Rufenacht. On June 12th, 27th, Jeff enlightened us with the reality that you can't judge or you can't. You can judge or you can connect, but you can't. How many people were here remember that one? That was just the tip of the iceberg. Today he addresses the rest of the iceberg. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Jeff Rufenacht with a creatively new and zestfully titled speech, I can judge or I can connect, but I can't do both. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, sir. You can judge or you can connect, but you can't do both. Feels like deja vu all over again, doesn't it? So join me in saying it. Point at someone across the room and tell them, say it with me. Say it with me, you can judge or you can connect, but you can't do both. Now keep that pointer extended, everybody. Point it at yourself. Now say the more personal thing. I can judge or I can connect, but I can't do both. Feel the difference? It's personal this time. What I didn't address last time, and the distinction, the reason I changed the personal pronoun, is because last time the implied subject was others, as in you can judge others or you can connect with them, but you can't do both. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The deeper issue and what we are caught up in a lot more is judging ourselves, which is why I've switched it to I can judge myself or I can connect with myself, others, in the world, but I can't do both. Can anybody relate? So we're going to take a look at this today in 3 parts. We're going to start off with a very zestful aside for suicide. Part 2 is going to be moving forward and pairing a thought of the day from over 10 years ago with the rest of the iceberg. And then, to coin a Toy Story phrase, we're going to go to Winter Park Toastmasters and beyond. Who's ready?
Let's do it. Right.
Okay, let's do it. First of all, let's get the messy stuff out of the way first. Raise your hand if you know 1 or more people that have committed suicide. 2 or more. 3. 4. 5. 6. I stopped with 6. How many, Carlos?
At least 10.
At least 10. Meredith?
I worked at a rehab for children.
Yeah. So we know in any given year, 727,000 people kill themselves. That means during this 7.5-minute speech, 10 people will take their life. And it all starts with self-judgment. The self-judgment I'm talking about today that leads to self-hatred, that leads to a desire for self-annihilation. You can always know when someone is in self-judgment because they're the person that's judging everybody else. And I just want you to know, as someone that attempted suicide when he was 30 and lived with suicidal ideation for years after that, if you find yourself anywhere on this spectrum, to coin another Toy Story phrase, you've got a friend in me. Now, let's go to a little more zestful part of this speech. And this is going to be where we're going to pair about a 15-year-old thought of the day spoken in this room with the rest of the iceberg. The thought of the day went like this. If you had a friend who spoke to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself, how long would they be your friend? If you had a friend that spoke to you the way you sometimes speak to yourself, how long would they be your friend? For me, it was about 2 seconds. And what's interesting is I had never thought about that. I'm a guy that tried to take my own life, and I hadn't really thought about the implications. And when she said that, I thought, I've still got some work to do. At that point, I had had a lot of therapy. I had worked on myself a lot, and I still was not where I wanted to be. What's cool is this Toastmaster left for many years, came back after she had written a book, And I saw her, and I hadn't thought about that quote in years, but I realized I had done enough work on myself. And I went up and I told her, I said, that quote was so meaningful to me, and I didn't think about it till right now, because today, if I had a friend that spoke to me the way that I sometimes speak to myself, they would be a friend for life. What about you? Now let's take this to the practicals, because we're talking about connection, right? Who doesn't want to connect with others? Is there anybody that doesn't want to connect other than Morris? He wants to connect with a hammerhead shark. We'll let him. He's already in Roatan. But for the rest of us that want to connect, this is the Winter Park Toastmasters and Beyond part of the speech. And I really want you to think about this, and I'm going to employ the 2001 Toastmaster International World Champion of Public Speaking, Darren LaCroix, for this. He took 3 CDs. Does anybody, compact disc, anybody not know what a CD is? I purchased this, had to be easily 15 years ago. He took 3 CDs to talk about the concept of self-consciousness, speech consciousness, audience consciousness. This is exactly what I'm talking about today. The self-consciousness, anybody been there? You don't have to answer because you've all been there. And that's the, oh gosh, everybody's looking at me. Oh no, the green light's on. Am I going to be able to finish this speech in time? Oh no, the red light's on. I might be disqualified. Oh my gosh, I'm speaking against Mark Ehlers and Yuki and Rebecca. Who's going to win? I don't know. Oh no, I can't believe I just got frogs for a table topic. What do I do with that? That's the self-conscious part. How connected can we be to our audience if we're stuck in self-consciousness? Not much, right? And it's differently titled, but it's exactly the same, and that's the speech consciousness. And you can identify these people because they are so enamored with their speech. They've got to get every word right because, man, they got the phraseology. ChatGPT helped them, and they're witty, and it's punchy, and I've got to say everything right, and they forgot us, the audience. And you can feel the shift. We could feel it with Rebecca today. She was present for the audience. It's when we show up. The words don't matter. You know this, right? This is from the 60s. There was a study done, and it's been proven. 55% of our language, when we're up here, it's body language. 38% is the vocal variety. 7% is the words. We don't have to get the words right. Sometimes the words barely matter. Can we get the meaning out? Can we get the meaning? That's the main thing. That is the audience consciousness. And if we're stuck over here in self-consciousness, we're missing out. We're not missing out. Our audience is missing out. So I challenge you today to consider what I'm talking about right now, because it applies not just here, it applies with every conversation we have out there. And my epilogue is this. 2 weeks ago tonight, I had my 40th reunion for Lake Brantley High School. I was not a football player or a cheerleader. I was a guy that ran cross country and was in Boy Scouts and sang in the choir. Guess how cool I was? That's right, not very. And as I walked through my friend's door on Lake Brantley in his 3-story house, guess who was in his head a little bit? But remembering what I'm telling you today, my goal was to connect. So say it with me. I can connect, I can judge, or I can connect. I can't do both. Mr. Toastmaster. Sir.